When I first started my fitness journey, I saw some guy on the internet say that losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time was impossible. And this belief stuck with me for quite a while until one time I was on a cut and I was still progressively overloading in my lifts, and I could see I was putting on muscle mass while losing fat. And so I did more research on this concept, and I pretty quickly realized how stupid it was that I believed for a time that it was impossible. It's actually easy. And so in this video, I will show you exactly how it works, the science behind it, and then show you how to do it, what to do with your diet, what to do with your training. Okay, so losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time is what's known as a body recomposition. And so how does this actually work, right? Because I thought this was impossible. Some people think it's impossible. I'll explain to you exactly how it works, right? And the math behind it. So what's commonly known is that if you eat in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. And if you eat in a calorie surplus, you're going to gain weight, right? Both of these are true. This is simple thermodynamics. Anyone who disagrees with this is disagreeing with science, right? But how a body recomp works is you can imagine it like this, right? Losing fat and gaining muscle are two separate things, okay? So you can imagine two different glasses of water, okay? And both of these glasses of water are filled 3/4 way up, okay? This one represents losing fat, and this one represents your muscle mass. So muscle mass and fat mass, okay? If you were to eat in a calorie deficit, let's say, and you dumped this fat glass out until it only had 1/4 water in it, and your muscle mass glass, you were to fill it up 1/4. So now this is a full glass, and this is 1/4, right? But you still net less energy than you had to begin with, right? Because if this glass counts as fat, you lost 2/4 worth of fat. And if this counts as muscle, you gained 1/4 of muscle, right? So you can see that you're still following science, you're still following the laws of thermodynamics. But since muscle and fat are two separate things, it doesn't make sense why we wouldn't be able to put on muscle while losing fat, as long as we're still netting less energy than we're eating. Okay, so really quickly, before I tell you the diet and training you need to do for a body recomp, I want to explain who this is for, right? So yes, I still think a traditional cut is best for losing fat, and I still think a traditional bulk is best for gaining weight. But there are some people who are pretty happy with their physiques, and they don't want to lose a lot of fat or gain a lot of weight. They just want to look a little bit better, you know, maybe lose a little bit of fat and gain a little bit of muscle, but nothing crazy. They don't need to do it in a very short period of time. This is who a body recomp is for. Or someone who's just getting into the gym and doesn't know whether to cut or bulk. They don't really know where they are with their physique, and they just want to look better, right? So now, what is the diet and training that we actually need in order to do a successful body recomp? I will show you what I did for my body recomp transformation and what will be best for you, okay? First thing is you want to eat in a slight calorie deficit, okay? Not a big calorie deficit like a traditional cut, but you want to maybe eat in like a 100 to 200 calorie deficit. And don't be afraid of eating carbs and fats, okay? You need to eat protein, carbs, and fats, right? Obviously, get your protein in. You want to get like 0.7 grams to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight you have. And what I basically do is I get that protein in and I fill up the rest of my calories with carbs. And for me, usually as a person, just with the foods I eat pretty healthy, I end up getting enough fats in doing that. I don't consciously try to get my fats in, I just get enough fats in by eating as much protein and then filling up the rest of my calories with carbs, because there's fats in some of the foods that I eat that have protein and some of the foods that I eat that have carbs in. That's what I would recommend. I don't like overcomplicating things. Just track your calories, get a lot of protein in, get a lot of carbs in, and you'll be set. Okay, next thing, if you're not taking 5 grams of creatine daily, I would recommend taking creatine, right? This will fill up your muscles with water, keep your muscles hydrated, allow you to push in your lifts as much as you possibly can, go to failure, and actually stimulate that muscle growth. Okay, and the last thing, this is very, very important, especially on a body recomp, but it's important for if you're cutting, bulking, or on a body recomp. You want to lift extremely high intensity, right? Make sure you're pushing yourself to failure, right? Drink some caffeine, have a monster before the gym, push yourself to failure and be within that 6 to 8 rep range, right? You don't want to do no 10, 12 rep BS, right? 6 to 8 reps, push yourself to failure, right? And this is going to signal to your body that it needs to activate muscle protein synthesis and pack on some muscle. And since you're in a calorie deficit, you will lose fat. And if you're getting enough protein in, you're getting enough carbs in, you're pushing yourself, you will also stimulate your muscles, tell your body you need to grow muscle, and you will gain muscle as well. And this is, in simple terms, how a body recomp works. I hope you found this video helpful. Subscribe to the channel for more fitness content, and I'll see you in the next one.